Coming into the first quarter of 2025, we have had our fair share of hero shooters, including the very successful Marvel Rivals. So like many of you, I was really excited when we saw the announcement for Fragpunk, because let's face it, new shooters are always cool. But I also had a great many reservations about it because, well, it's a steampunk title, and as we've seen lately, those haven't been going over very well. If you look at Ascendant.com or X-Defiant, if you're looking at track records for games in this category right now. So since it's a free-to-play title, and I say that all free-to-play titles should be taken a look at if they look like they're designed well and it's something that you want to play, so we're going to be taking a look at it to see if it's worth your time or not. Also, if you find this video helpful, make sure you hit the subscription button and the bell notification and all the other wonderful buttons. It helps out the channel a great deal. I greatly appreciate it. We're at 1,270 subscribers. That is mind-blowing. Thank you guys very much for all your support. Let's talk about Fragpunk. To be upfront with you guys, I was not sure I was ever going to make this review because I wasn't really convinced that I was ever going to play this game. While I do enjoy a good shooter, I'm not exactly the target demographic they have for this title. This game, much like Marvel Rivals, is really geared towards faster gameplay for a younger generation. Not that an older generation couldn't enjoy it, but I find myself struggling with some of the health conditions that I have and the fact that I have to play games on a trackball, which makes it kind of difficult in certain situations when playing games that play at a speed that Fragpunk and Marvel Rival type games play at. There's also not a whole lot to tell here considering the game has a pretty standard layout for how it plays. It has game modes, it has selectable heroes because it is a hero shooter, abilities for them, and it plays a lot like Valorant and COD had a baby. I found the gunplay to be somewhat satisfying, although the majority of people are automatically going to go towards the 5.45 gun because it's just really the most well-balanced gun in the game. The game is actually center focused around playing as quickly as possible, and they make the maps small enough to force encounters that way. I didn't find the maps all that particularly exciting, although visually the game is quite stunning. The main mechanic behind the game is actually the shard cards, which can drastically change games, which is what I believe is the glue that's actually holding this game together. They're going to have to stay on top of these cards in either to keep people's interest, otherwise I think we'll see a huge dip in player base. I could absolutely be wrong in that though, because the numbers that they're pulling right now tend to say a different story. However, we've seen way too many of these games start off with a good player base and then just fade out into history. There is a horde mode that's actually in the game where you can actually try to defend yourself against a zombie style player, and as it kills that person, it just spreads and spreads and spreads until eventually you either hold on for the longest and the match ends, or everybody turns into a zombie. That one was kind of fun, but after you play it once, the novelty kind of wears off on it pretty quickly. While this particular title is not exactly a cup of tea for me, I won't take away from the fact that the development team did a fantastic job in putting everything together. The UI is fantastically done, the game flows quite well, and I haven't seen any dips in performances and no server stability issues. The issue that I've been running into on my channel is playing these games for a short period of time and then putting out a review on it, so I've decided to change the structure of my channel, and that's to do a first look of a video game, and then if there's enough interest, I will do a follow-up video and put more time into the game so I can tell people what it's like to actually live with the title. Sadly, that's not going to be this for me, because I don't have enough people interested in playing it, and the game has one of the major features that actually bugs me, and it seems very trivial, but there is so many goddamn things to click in the UI to clear notifications, even with a clear all notifications button. There's just so much that it feels like a fucking mobile title. That's not even really a feature, and to be frankly honest, like I said, it's very trivial. So what I would suggest is if you saw anything in the video that I have put up above with the very minor details that I put out with the game, because the structure is very basic for the game. Everybody understands the structure, and there's 1,000 reviews out for this game already. But if you see what I said above and you have heard my opinions on it and you are still interested in playing it, by all means, I encourage you to play it. I wish no ill will to the development studio for this game at all, or for any game for that matter. I really hope they succeed. But the reality is that I actually dislike almost everything about this game. I'm only suggesting it to my viewer base on the basis that it is actually free to play and it is well put together. But it is so boring and basic outside of the cards that I just don't see the gimmick holding the player base for very long. There's only so much that can be done when it comes to actual game design, where if the actual basis of it doesn't seem fun to the individual you're pitching it to, it just doesn't make any sense. A lot of that has to do with the fact that I've gotten older and I just don't happen to like a whole lot of games that seem really busy. The AI is constantly clicky. The bright colors and the fractured graphics that they have in either for like the play button, it just seems over exaggerated compared to what kind of enjoyment I actually get out of the game. Now, that doesn't say the same for every single person. There's probably tons of people, as the numbers show, 20,000 people playing it daily, that actually enjoy this game. But those are the reasons why I'm not their target demographic, because I don't enjoy some of the design elements that they decided to put in the game. That doesn't take away their hard work, and it doesn't take away the fact that it's actually well designed. Just the core principles don't target me in general, and I don't speak for the world. However, you can see above and see some of my ideas and opinions about the game and make up your own mind. But before you make up your own mind, I encourage you to actually play it. Hope you guys having an amazing evening and the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.